And we're live. We're just waiting for
Sound check.
the latency to go by to give us our sound check.
Still waiting.
Still waiting. Still waiting. Almost there we go. And we're live.
Sounds
and
good.
we sound beautiful. Okay, so today, Theory Thursday. And wait, lights. Theory Thursday. Oh, hat. We are going to talk about branding in general. We have done more than enough talk about how to present your brand, select your brand, what have you. But we really haven't talked about how important the brand is and really what that means for your business, for your success, for your failures. Because we all do understand that failure is actually an option in business. We do understand that, right? I hope. As far as brand is concerned, well, what really is your brand? Your brand is the face that you give to the world about your business. Your brand is usually your first impression. It's the here, let me put that.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike, how's it going? Yeah, we know I'm bald, but the hat hides.
Cuts down the glare.
Hides the glare. I'm trying not to hurt anybody's eyes. So, with that, it's your brand is literally your face on the market. It doesn't necessarily mean it's your face, but it's the face of your business on the market. Of course, you should attach the image of yourself to your business. That's very important for personal connection, for driving home the fact that when someone's buying from your business, they're buying from you, not a mega corporation per se. I mean, a perfect example of this is every time you do business with the company Sweetwater. It's an instrument company based in Sweetwater, Indiana. Go figure. And every time you do business with them, they have a representative call you, and that is your representative. And you don't get a different representative unless, of course, the representative leaves the company. Or what have you, or whatever happens like that end. But for the lifetime that you are a customer, as long as that representative is available, he is your rep forever. And that puts a personal touch.
Yeah.
That puts a personal touch on the business. Like whenever I order something from Sweetwater, I know the next day I'm going to get a call from Aaron Kinney from Sweetwater, who is he's the bassist. He's an all around awesome dude, and he really puts like a personal face on that corporation, and they do that with all of their reps. All of their reps are pretty well versed in the industry that they work in, and they are required by the company to personally reach out to everybody that is under their representation for the company. So back to branding. Now that I tangented it off, so really, when we think about the brand, we have to really consider what we want to put up as the branding image of our business, how it represents the values of our business, what we do, why we do what we do, how we want to be perceived in the market, as far as what the core values of that business are. Because the fact is that it may be a business, but it's your business, and if we're not considering businesses of large scale, it's personally attached to you. It's your name, on the checks, the checks that go out, and that's important. That's an important distinction that needs to be made. So I have talked about color, um, and if you haven't done any research on how color affects psychology, I would really suggest it. Um, I did mention that I was toying around with brand building type of coaching um, that I would offer to go like super in depth about you know what colors mean what to a majority of the people. Like everybody's an individual. You're always going to really, cat. You gotta lift your ass on camera. That's just low class. That's some straight up, Tuesday night stripper shit. All right. Anyway, um, branding coaching really would be involving getting deep into the psychology end of it. Like, if you really want to be viewed as dependable, well, this is what you're going to do. This is your color schemes that you can really choose from. Uh, this is why we choose this color as opposed to this color as the core image, and these in the background. All those types of things. Why you use these shapes versus those shapes, what these shapes really relate to in the general public, and as far as my personal specialty, music, and how you use sounds to represent your business as well. We live in a world of digital media where we can have video. So the chance to make advertisements not static, and therefore wanting to have some sort of uh, track run in the background is also an important consideration. Um, so I ran a small experiment. And to my friends that I tagged in the experiment, I'm sorry for experimenting on you without your knowledge, but that's the only way I could really get honest answers out of you guys. So suck it up, Buttercup.
Ta-da.
For you. Not really. I mean, it was an experiment because I knew the right answer, but I wanted to see what um, everyone else thought. Uh, there are polished things that were brought up. Absolutely, Nyad brought up about the shadowing, and that's something that in the future I may address. But for right now, it serves the purpose. Uh, um, if you don't know what I'm talking about, here we can actually do the whole show you thing. Let me just get it together here. We'll go with this one. La di da da da. Come on, share screen. There we go.
Ta-da.
All right, so we are sharing the screen once I see it. And there's the image in question. The image in question, it has a weird shadow effect, and we both knew that going into it. But the reality is that I don't think it really takes away from the image as much as it gives a border. Now, there was a blue and there was the gold, and I had already decided on the gold like
Yeah.
months ago, like a month ago when I changed to the last iteration of this particular uh,
Version.
logo. I had already decided it was going to be gold. I had already decided that the imagery was going to be a mixture of gold, purple background, fading into blue, that type of thing. Really, because of what the colors say to people. I did change the shape of the logo. It kind of tunes in with the tagline for the business and what have you. So, with that being said, um, uh, we have to really look at there's considerations. Okay, is it the least common denominator of a logo? Meaning, has everything been cut out? Uh, and if you look at the logo, absolutely everything has been cut out. There are no words. There's no website. Um, there's no extraneous pictures. There's no smiley faces. There's nothing. It is as plain as it can be. Does it still confer the message? Well, the logo is for Indie Learning Music Tutor, my creative music tutoring. Uh, and I think love of music is kind of an appropriate message to be putting out. And I play bass personally. I mean, I do play guitar. I have guitars as well as basses. I do have this MIDI controller that I use for a piano over here that you can't see. But if you watch my creative writing classes, my theory classes, stuff like that, you will invariably see me playing on the piano because it's easier to show what I'm talking about on a piano than it is on a fretboard of a stringed instrument. Um, so you know, the logo, it confers the love of music. It using a bass, because I do identify more online as a bass player. I play a lot more bass than I do anything else. Um, and then the bass clef goes with the head of the bass, and uh, it's stylized to look like a heart, and I think that confers the message, loving music. Um, the catchphrase, fall in love with creating music again, doesn't really need to appear, um, but the catchphrase is catchy, and that's the whole point of it. It's, what do you mean? Creating music, falling in love with creating music. What do you mean? And that's my in for a lot of people, uh, because a lot of people, when they learn to play music, they just learn what other people do. Uh, but let's not tangent again. Um, as far as like coloring is concerned, like I'd said earlier, I was really considering doing coaching on the market effects of color, shape, and sound. Uh, and though I haven't put that together yet, I really am not sure I want to like delve super deep. Um, I did mention yesterday when I was talking about rebranding and the trials and tribulations of the Kraken, which is no longer our problem. um, but uh, I mentioned, purple keys into a luxury item, into creativity. Gold, luxury. Um, Blue is like dignified and dependable, and all of those stable um, uh, stable connotations. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Connotations. It's the same reason why the network has blue as its borders. There's a little blue imperial butterfly, whatever it's called, on the cat's face. Um, I key into that because my thought process on the network is that I'm going to be super dependable. I'm going to show up to work on these videos. I'm going to show up to uh, uh, be there for the network members to share their projects. I can't I can't tell you how many times uh, when I'd shared something and people just weren't expecting it. They're like, "I didn't expect you to share it. I didn't expect you to send it to every corner of the internet." Well, that's what I do. I mean, um, Yeah, sure. I don't expect payment. I don't expect uh, um, people to reciprocate or anything like that. I do ask, anybody that's part of the network to share the network to help grow the network so that the members of the network can succeed better. But I don't really. It's not like it's a contingency. It's not like the whole YouTube sub for sub scams that were going on and stuff like that. It's just a reminder that everyone succeeds if we get more people involved. There's more chances for success. Um, but I show up every time. The one time I didn't show up, I apologize profusely for, and that was that. Moving forward from that, I showed up every time, Monday through Friday, 5:30, live, without fail. Same thing with Bard and Broad. I show up for that Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 8 o'clock, without fail. It's I don't want a cookie, but I try to be as dependable as possible because I feel that's the first way that I serve not only my audience, the people watching, but the people I'm trying to help. Um, you'll notice that like a lot of other businesses use the color blue, and those businesses that use the color blue are businesses like IBM, very conservative, uh, pushing forward the idea of dependability. Uh, as much as it's contentious at this point, Facebook. It's the reason why Facebook has blue in their original motif. Now it's like all black and weird and stuff like that. But the original motif, if you remember, it was blue with white background. All the elements were blue, and there's a reason why. Because you know it gives people the idea that this is a safe thing. This is a dependable thing. You can count on uh, Facebook to ban you for a post you made 5 years ago in jest that automatically became offensive in 2020 or something like that. But whatever. I'm not going to poke fun at Facebook. It's an easy target. uh, so where was I? So the main thing is you have to remember your brand is your first impression with the market in total. When I say the market, I mean every single individual who uh, engages in the market. And this was the reason why I did that experiment on you guys, because uh, I know the right choice. I I stated before, I've done the homework. I've looked through every single resource I could find on color, shapes. I know what the right choice is, what should test the best. And it did. It honestly did. A bright front, dark background always tests better than a darker, more contrasted front, bright background. There are going to always be outliers like Mike, who likes blue, so therefore he said blue, and CJ, who said that the blue looked clearer to him than the gold. Those things are always going to happen, but for the most part, almost 100%. Um, I guess we could say 90% of the people, 9 out of 10 Helens agreed that the gold lettering was the way to go. Maybe change the font, maybe adjust the picture a little bit, but hands down, people not so much confirmed my bias, but confirmed my research that it's easier on the eyes to see something bright up front with a dark background. Uh, and it's as far as like a how you feel thing, I really didn't try to delve into that. I want to at some point in time, but that's going to. I'm gonna have to like do some Jedi mind trick fuckery to get people to actually participate in a. How does this make you feel? And it be a color palette I don't know. I think people will actually send the police here on a wellness check for my mental state if I do that. So I'm a little apprehensive because I don't really have like a test group. There's nobody actually willingly gives me any feedback unless I trick them into it. So uh, in reality, uh, we know we have to brand. We have to. We live in a culture that branding is so important, even on a non-professional level, non-business level, that people live and die by that branding. I can't express enough how cancel culture has changed the paradigm for bringing professional branding to the personal world, because you say the wrong thing and all of a sudden you can't get a job. You storm the wrong castle and you can't get a job. And that's a reality that we have to live with. We have to understand that the face we put out there. Uh, I'm not saying, excuse me. Oh,
Salute.
thank you. So I'm not saying, put on a false face. I'm not saying throw on a mask whenever you're in public, but um, make sure that the way the public perceives you, not that you should give a shit, but the way the public perceives you isn't dangerous to your existence. I think that's the fair way to put that. Don't you agree? Uh, but back to business. When it comes to business, the difference is your entire livelihood that you built yourself can be washed away in an instant, and and that's also an issue. Like, uh, when you have an online store and someone decides to fill their cart with inventory and then not buy any of it, that does have an effect. That's a very dick move to do. I mean, if you do it to politicians, they kind of deserve it, but to like a regular guy who's just, or a regular woman who's just trying to make money, it's not right. It's not right to do those things to those people. That has not happened to me yet, but I'm sure eventually it will, and I will be like, what a dick, and then move on with my life because most of my stuff is print on demand, so I don't really have to worry about inventory. Um, Now, as far as your brand and who you affiliate with, that is also another big thing because when you put yourself in bed with someone else and they don't really operate on the values that your business really upholds, and you put your face on your business because you want to have a personal connection to your customers, it gets them to convert more often and quicker. Then you also have to be really careful of the company that you keep as well, because perfect example, um, if you happen to be the voter type and you put a politician sign in your lawn, you are literally marginalizing yourself to a percentage of your local population, just like that. If you post that stuff on Facebook, well, then you're marginalizing yourself to the world's population, because Facebook is a worldwide platform. So branding, super important. You should really get your branding stuff together. You should trick your friends and family and Facebook contacts and all other social media contacts into giving you feedback on your branding, because you can shoot in the dark and change your brand every month, but that's not giving you any type of realistic feedback because it's only a month. How many people have seen your page in a month? How have you tracked in a month? I mean, I know how many people I see, how many people see my pages in a month. I keep track of all of that stuff. Uh, as I nervously put together the ILMT actual web page for the tutoring, um, I watch all of my pages and I'm seeing, all right, well, this is working, this isn't working, this is what we'll include there. This, well, we're gonna have to figure something out, as well as just back end structure. Like there's just things that just do work and don't work from the back end structure that I really I have to take lots of notes and stuff like that, and it's a lot of analysis. It's a lot of work. You will never ever in the world hear me say that starting a business is easy. It's not. And This is just one thing that you really have to knuckle down and work hard on. You have to think about this. The brand makes or breaks your business from the start. And if something doesn't test well, if your test is, well, I'm going to let it go live and then we'll see where it goes. After 6 months, when you quit your business because it's going nowhere, it could have just easily been avoided by testing closer contacts, tricking people into just giving you feedback on a logo that you want to use by giving them choices of logos that you are absolutely never going to use, or logos that you might use as like a side thing. Maybe you want to do a light background item like a coffee cup or a white coffee cup with a blue background, with a blue photo. Shows great, tests great. It always tests great. Look at Facebook. I mean, um, uh, same thing. Like if you have like yellow safety shirts and you're going to put logos on them, you're not going to put a gold logo on it because no one's ever going to see it. You're going to put blue. Um, is it stress for the eyes? Yes. I will tell you that's literally 100% the reason why we try to put the bright colors in small quantities up front and the cooler tones in the background, toned down. Even you don't want it to be
Too contrasty.
well, not so much too contrasty, but you want it to have a hard contrast, but you don't want it to be,
Seizure inducing.
yeah, you don't want to induce seizures. You said easily. Part of my brain. That's right, Vinny. You share my stuff. I have no problems reciprocating. Just get your shit together, and then we'll start promoting your business ventures,
Yeah.
or fix your banjo.
Yeah. So many things.
Or buy the banjo that Donna's going to build. Well, Donna's going to paint and I'm going to build. By the way, this would be the first banjo assembly that I will ever be doing, and might be the last, depending on how infuriating it is. So let's just revel on that for a little bit. Okay, so I talked about branding a lot. I don't really feel like rambling on. I'm just going to give you a really short synopsis of the too long, didn't want to listen to. You're at 30 minutes, Harry. Shut the fuck up. Your brand is important. It is the first impression most people get to your business. It's generally what attracts people to your landing page. The page where people go to buy your stuff, to view your content, to contract your services. Um, of course, you want to have your face involved with your business, but your brand is what's going to really be spread out much further than your face. Your face, it's going to be on the page when they get to it, but it's not necessarily going to be part of a digital small brand that you would be using like on business cards, on picture adverts, uh, and what have you. Your brand, you want it to be as minimalist as possible. You want it to absolutely give the message of what your business is. You want your colors, your shapes, and um, and your sounds, if you're going that route, to match the core values behind your business, the core, what your business does, and uh, how your business operates as a business. Um, but always take away as much as possible from a logo before you launch it, because you'd be surprised when you build a logo the first time how much extraneous information you're putting in there, and it's never, ever, ever worth it. You want to cast the widest net, and you do that with the least amount of information possible. Um, don't ask me why. It's just how it works. It's how people work. Um, the more they make assumptions, the more likely they are to hit your page to check their assumptions to see if it's true. So the more chances you will have to have people get involved with your business, your content, your services. Um, Now that it's at 30 minutes and I am literally starving, I'm going to go and make some stir fry, and I got to get ready for Thursday night busking. I am almost at the point where I can just be like, screw level two and just go right to level three and learn all the level three songs. So that might happen next week, but I'm thinking going to try to aim more for like the 1st of February, starting Player's Path level three. Um, so if you're interested in watching me dick around on a bass for a good half hour, tune in for the Bard and Broad Digital Buskers. Now tomorrow we have Future Focus Friday, and it's really important to me if you are a network member, you are looking to uh, increase your promotion, increase your presence in your own promotion. Um, to get involved with the Feature Focus Friday. Tomorrow we will have Tori Vicky Wright from To Die For Creations. And we have a special bonus Feature Friday that is going to happen on Monday. Gravedigger, Jake Shannon, sales coaching. Um, Jake Shannon, entrepreneur, hypnotist, wrestling coach, uh, mace ball yoga developer and originator. Maybe I'm not sure. We can ask him.
Okay.
And all around bold guy, just like me. Um, will be coming in on Monday to do a special edition Feature Focus because of the fact that he cannot make the prescribed time for Feature Focus Friday, and rather than change the time and screw with all you guys, I can just do his interview and just tack State of the Network onto Tuesday. Um, I do suggest you really come and take a look at Monday's presentation. Out of all of the Feature Focus Fridays, Jake does have a lot of market experience, so it probably will give you more gems than average. I mean, we got a lot of gems from Tabs with
Oh yeah,
uh,
that was a great interview.
with her print on demand merchandising, her using Shopify, her doing all of her own research, and telling us her story about how she built 80/20 Empire. Um, I can't imagine that Jake wouldn't show just as well, because he's an impressive individual. He is an impressive coach, and an expert on a great many a subject. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I will see you guys tomorrow for Feature Focus Friday with Tori Vicky Wright, 2.4 Creations, and y'all stay safe out there.